Mentor, friend, humanitarian, philanthropist, champion, commitment, loyalty. Those are some of the words that come to mind. The one thing that Tom Benson was a master at doing was bringing stability to instability. And whether it was the two organizations, the Saints or the Pelicans, there was instability. And you look at where he found his success, oftentimes he found it in instability and changing things, whether that was a dealership, whether it was a television station, whether it was a blighted building. He had a remarkable sense of being able to see where problems existed, to identify the problems, come up with a plan and fix the problems and come to the desired solution. I was an auditor here. One of the first days of work for me as an accountant was coming out to the Saints and performing a salary cap audit. And back then, the salary cap was in its infancy. And in many respects, I was given a book and said, learn the book, because this is what you're going to be auditing. And that's how it started for me, and that's how the relationship started. As time passed and as I continued to be the auditor, I had the opportunity to meet him once or twice. And so when the CFO position opened up and he began interviewing folks, I was very privileged and honored to be interviewed. And we had a lot in common. We were both accountants. We both did audits. He knew football more than I did, but we knew the salary cap. I knew a little bit about car dealerships, and we both had attended Loyola. Other than him being a Brother Martin guy, me being a Jesuit guy, it was a pretty good relationship. He absolutely demanded you being your best. He absolutely demanded on not taking shortcuts. I mean, it was truly remarkable, and he was, like I said, he mentored me, and I've been honored and very lucky to have the opportunity to work with him. It's funny, I mentioned being a graduate of Jesuit High School. Two things we talked a lot about when I was growing up, and that one was being a man for others, and the other one was for the greater glory of God. And I would tell you, he exemplified those two things in everything that he did. Everything that he did, he tried to be a man for others, and it's something that I think about a lot. It's the way I try to live my life. And again, we could talk about financial matters, we can talk about football matters, we could talk about building matters, but at the end of the day, he taught me to stay true to that value of being a man for others, being there for other people. I mean, it's the way we should all live. It's the way we should live in this community. We should always give back. We should always be looking out for those who are less fortunate. We say that, we talk that, you hear people talk that way, but he lived it. I hope, not just for me, but for all of our employees, for all the people he touched, I truly hope that they are inspired by that. I truly hope that they feel the same way. What strikes me as I'm sitting here, I'm thinking, you often hear the word, people who said, God, he was lucky. And, you've always heard the saying that, luck is when preparation meets opportunity. And man, that was Tom Benson. He was always prepared. He was always prepared. Whatever it was, he was always prepared for the challenge. And so when those opportunities did pop, man, he was all over those opportunities, and he was able to take advantage of it. I mean, I think his biggest message, certainly to me, certainly I know to Mrs. Benson, certainly to the executive staff, certainly to the coaching staff, certainly to every staff we have in this company, is continue on investing in our future, investing in our city, and investing in our organization so we can bring championships. At the end of the day, he often said the best thing we can ever do for our community is win. We can give a lot of money, we can invest in a lot of businesses, but at the end of the thing that truly is the fuel, the spirit of New Orleans, is when we win. And I think what the fans need to know is that he truly, truly, truly did it for the city. He truly did it for the fans. There was nothing that made him happier than seeing smiling faces in the stands. When we had a packed house, I mean, that made him so happy. And it wasn't a financial packed house. It was because everybody was enjoying themselves. Everyone's helping the team win. Everyone's pulling in the same direction. We talk a lot about this community. We talk about inclusion. We talk about diversity. I mean, our games are magnificent that way, and he would point that out. Everybody in the city's there. It didn't matter if you were white, black, Hispanic, young, old, man, woman. It didn't matter. Everyone was pulling in the same direction, pulling and trying to get that win. And I mean, that was so important to him. And you know, whether it's football or basketball or his businesses, he always wanted to be pulling in the right direction, and even in horse racing.